Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Sports, the morning show on the Wire to Wire Network. Man, I'm here with one of my guys, man, this morning. It's Mo. Mo, how was your weekend, big dog?
Great weekend, great sports weekend. Not such a great Super Bowl, but you know what? You don't always get a classic in the biggest game.
Hey, man, Bad Bunny's trending, man. Did you enjoy the halftime performance, man?
I mean, I watched it on mute, so it's cool.
Oh, man. So starting off, man, Super Bowl. Immediately after the Seahawks won, they put up that little Marshawn clip of him sipping some tea, saying in the words of Marshawn, ain't nothing like getting your lick back. How you feel about that, man?
I don't understand why he's excited about it. What is it? It's not like he won.
Yeah, man. What you know how I go? Once you're a part of an organization, man, your heart is there forever, man. Same way Ray Lewis keep going back to the Ravens locker room giving his great speeches to the young guys.
I I guess he's part of the nation because obviously what he did when he was there, but I what Marshawn Lynch does or doesn't do as a former Seahawk or as a fan, it doesn't matter to me. I'm only concerned with the current Seahawks. So give the Seahawks credit. They did exactly what they should have done. They were the better, more balanced team, and their defense dominated the football game. Their defense and their run game dominated the football game. In terms of how Super Bowls are, it's probably the boringest Super Bowl I've watched in a long time. Not since Steelers. Was it Steelers? I think it was Steelers Seahawks. Maybe
No,
Seahawks.
wasn't the Niners versus the Rams was a very defensive game too, wasn't it? I think it was a low scoring one, or was it the page? It was the Patriots or somebody. Somebody had a very boring Super Bowl. I can't remember who it was.
Why? I just remember the one that was stuck out to me was Steelers Seahawks. That was boring as hell. Maybe the Seahawks just do boring Super Bowls. Although not the one that Russell Wilson threw away. That wasn't boring. But no, look, they deserve to win. And look, if you're a Patriots fan, it was a great season, great turnaround. You got a young quarterback. To me, watching this game, it's more about what Drake May learns from this, and what he takes with him in the off season. And there's room for the Patriots to improve. So look, it was a great season overall.
Shit.
Shout out to the Seahawks, Kenneth Walker Jr. for winning Super Bowl MVP. First running back since Terrell Davis since 90. It's been over 30 years since a running back won Super Bowl MVP. So that's amazing. They had an amazing season. And I think New England came out with a firm strategy that if we can keep it close, Sam Darnold's going to give us one. And to Sam Darnold's credit, he did not turn the football over. Actually, it was the other way around. Drake May and company turned the football over. And yes, absolutely. New England's left side of the offensive line was putty. But you knew that coming into the football game, the offensive line was putty. I thought they were going to have a tight end over there most of the time to chip, and they did not. And that was the story of the game. The defense dominated the Patriots offense, and the offense didn't make any mistakes.
Mm-hmm. So big defensive game, man. Both teams played very well. The Patriots defense held out as long as they could, man. But without Drake May giving them something. But Seattle defense came up with 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. Seahawks got a lot of scoring out their kicker to that game too. So
Yeah,
the
he
kicker should have got
MVP
MVP.
too. Yeah. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Kenneth Walker had over 100 yards, but the kicker scored more points.
He did score more points, and I think he was the highest scorer kicker this season and ever, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But 29-13, Kenneth Walker Super Bowl MVP. Will, welcome in, man.
Good morning, guys.
What's up?
How'd you feel about the game, man? And Marshawn got a little promo at the end, a little snippet that he dropped as soon as the Seahawks won, and it came up with him sipping some tea with the pinky ring up, talking about ain't nothing like getting your lick back, man. And he's referring to, what was that, Super Bowl 49 when Pete Carroll sold him and let him get the rock to score that touchdown.
Yeah, I remember that. Thoughts on the Super Bowl last night. Look, I kind of figured Seattle was going to win this. They were the better team on both sides of the football, in my opinion. I knew that was going to happen. But I do want to say this, too. They were disguising coverages. And a lot of that stuff Drake May probably hasn't seen before. He's only 23. So I don't think they're done yet at all. You may send him back sometime soon, particularly with the way that AFC is. But yeah, I kind of figured they were going to win it. That the Seahawks were going to win the game. And I got asked about this, and I said it in our chat and in the Sports Report chat. Happy for Cooper Kupp, big fan of Cooper Kupp, but you need to retire now. You need to go in the sunset and retire. This is the best way for you to retire. It's the best scenario for you to retire. So
Cooper Kupp got like 10 plus targets, man. With
go out while you still ahead.
Yeah.
But he allowed him to receive it, but that's because JSN went out for a minute.
He was open too. He was open.
Yeah. But
I mean, some of those was overthrown by Darnold, but we all know Cooper Kupp back when he was with the run. That Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
He'd have came out and caught them balls outside them breaks and all the people like, oh man, Darnold overthrew him. No, Darnold throws it to a spot. Mm-hmm. Get there, Coop.
Mm-hmm. And I just think it's time for you to go, buddy. It's time to go ahead and retire now.
He did overthrow Jigba. Jigba was about to have a long one to the crib, man.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been pretty if you would have hit that one. That would have been pretty.
So, Mo, here we are, man, heading into off season. But before we start talking about that, man, let's talk about the 2018 draftees, man. So that leaves Darnold among the quarterbacks of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield. He is the first quarterback out of there to get a ring, but also Saquon Barkley was a part of that draft class. He got a ring. So at this point, where does this leave the other three from the 2018 draft, man? Does this put more pressure on them?
I think the other three play with a lot more pressure than a Sam Darnold does because they're considered the elite of the elite. But if I'm one of those guys and I see Sam Darnold lifting up the Lombardi trophy, then maybe what I should say is if that guy can win it, I know damn well I can win it. Like, I mean, look, congrats to Sam Darnold. It's one of the amazing sports stories to go from his travels from the Jets. I think he went to the Panthers and went to the Niners and then the Vikings. And he had a great season with the Vikings. Like that season with the Vikings, you thought, okay, he's resurrected his career. He'll be the Vikings starting quarterback. And even the Vikings said, we don't want you. And he ends up with the Seahawks and he ends his season as a Super Bowl champ. It's a great story. But it's weird. He's a Super Bowl champion, but nobody would say that he's a better quarterback than any of the guys you just named. So I think they have pressure on them because they're supposed to be the elite of the elite. But I don't think they feel inferior to Sam Darnold because he got a one-off Super Bowl. It looks a great story, but we're not going to start off next season going, well, top 10 quarterbacks in the league and Sam Darnold's like number 5. I doubt we're going to say that.
No doubt, but top 10, though, right? You gonna give Darnold that?
No, I'm not gonna give him.
This is his second. He was great he was 14-3 with the Vikings. He was 14-3 with the Seahawks, and he had one of the best playoff performances in the ever with no turnovers, none.
The show against the game against the Rams to me was one of the best games I've seen a quarterback play. Period. I give you that. But in the Super Bowl, he had one job. He had one job, and he did it. He didn't turn the football over. He didn't turn the football over. Let me ask you this. Since we're doing this, if you said top 10 quarterbacks, who are the top 10 quarterbacks in football right now?
Of course, Patrick. You got Josh. You got Lamar.
That's 3.
You got
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's never there, man. I mean, he got the talent, but he's never there.
Well, I didn't ask you about attendance. I asked you who the best quarterback is.
But Mo, let me ask
Joe
you this:
Burrow.
what's the best availability, man? You know what I mean?
It's availability if you one of the great quarterbacks. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Geno missed any games, but his availability didn't help the Raiders.
Geno ain't a part of the top 10 in the league, man. We talk about top 10, man.
All right, but you still didn't finish the top 10 though. You just gave me the obvious thing. You're telling me Joe Burrow's not a top 10 quarterback.
No, Joe Burrow is, as far as when he's healthy, he's there, man. But
right,
problem is he played 3 seasons out of 6 seasons.
So you gave us 4.
But that's 4.
Right.
Who we got? We got Baker, of course. We got Herbert, got to be up there.
I don't even like Herbert, but I would put him in there before.
Herbert's good. Herbert's good. Herbert's good.
What about Dak?
I mean,
let me say
this. If you're looking for a James Harden from the Rockets stat stuffer, yeah, Dak is there. He's that guy.
That means he's a top 10 player, though, right?
He's James Harden from the Rockets. That's who he is, man.
So he is the top 10 quarterback.
He's up there, man. You know, numbers wise, yes.
Right, because we're not talking about, we're talking about what you do through the regular season or whatever that makes you a top 10 quarterback. So he would be a top 10 quarterback, right?
Yeah. So around that's what a 6. So we around 7 through 10 is where it gets shaky, man. Because
not really. Because you got Matthew Stafford.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, Matthew Stafford, of course, Mr. MVP of this year. Yeah, he's coming back next year. So you got what's that? 7. So that's 8, 9, 10. That could go either way for me.
Not real, but don't forget Jordan Love. Where would you put him?
Jordan Love is great, man, but I don't know, man. He up and down to me, man. Like he'll give you numbers, but sometimes he don't show up in big games. But still, he's still up there as quarterback. I mean, who else you gonna put above him? Darnold got to be 10, man. At least 10. No.
Well, the funny thing is, your guy was like 6 or 7 last year. But I'm asking you right now,
man,
today, is Jalen a top 10 quarterback?
I guess, man.
I guess. Dang, I'm supposed to be your boy. That's supposed to be your guy.
I'm a team guy.
Dang.
I'm a team guy. The only team that I really advocate for a player was Kobe Bryant, the Lakers. But I'm still a Lakers fan to this day. But Eagles, I'm realistic with the Eagles because it's all a bunch of delusional Eagles
Jalen Hurts
fans.
is not a
I'm gonna say he's not an elite passer. He's a playmaker when he got it turned on. Problem is he got to get turned on. When he ain't on, we got you can't be among elite quarterbacks and you can only score 1/2 of the ball game. Can't make the throws needed that we need to get it done. But also they also played a part with we also were struggling all year with offense.
Tough room.
It is a tough room. And so where do you rank the guy who was runner-up in MVP and lost to the Super Bowl? Where's Drake May?
Drake May ain't up there. He didn't have a great playoff performance to me. And plus he had a weak schedule all year. So I can't really put him in top 10 just yet. He's maybe just outside at 11. Maybe. Because you still got Jade Daniels. You still got who's the other one? The other young boy. You got Bo Nix. Bo Nix was super clutch for the Broncos, man. Bo Nix was a playmaker for them this year.
I agree, but he's not a top 10 quarterback.
He ain't a top 10 quarterback.
No, he ain't top 10, not yet. But I'm saying they just sitting right outside.
Everybody's outside. Caleb Williams, where he at?
Okay, yeah. Matter of fact, you're right. That probably will bump Sam Darnold out because Caleb turned it really on this year. I give Caleb his credit, man. He was like that. So I mean, I guess Darnold's around top 20-ish for now.
I mean, I think he's better than top 20. I'm just saying
I'll say top 15.
Agreed.
That's what I say.
So,
but hell, different won the Super Bowl. Nobody can consider him a top 10, 15, or 20 quarterback.
Or 40 or 50.
Trent Dilfer.
Ain't nobody, he won a Super Bowl, ain't nobody consider him no top 10, 15, 20,
Oh,
25,
man.
30, 35
So
for the quarterback.
so did Nick Foles.
Except Nick Foles won. Nobody consider him no top 10
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yo, he had one of the greatest performances in Super Bowl history,
And
man.
where he at in your quarterback ranking? 30th,
I mean, he was a backup,
Alright.
man. He
40th.
was a backup, man. You know what I mean? But
And we're leaving somebody else out. What's old boy, the quarterback for the Lions? Where do you rank him? Jared Goff.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Jared Goff and Sam Darnold on the same level at this point. But Sam Darnold got a leg up. He got a Super Bowl ring now.
That's facts.
That's fair. That's
But
fair.
anyway, let's dominant defense performance, man. So where would you rank this Seattle? Would you rank it among you know, the around the Legion of Boom realm, Mo?
No, they're not that good.
It
The
wasn't
thing-
that good. 6 sacks and 2 picks and a forced fumble.
Right, but you asked me to rank it around the Legion of Boom range. When the Legion of Boom won the Super Bowl, they shut it down the entire game. Like they never let up. This team let up late and allowed some garbage yards and some garbage points. They're not on the Legion of Boom's level. They're not on the Ray Lewis's Ravens level.
Nope.
They're not on the level of the 85 Bears. Like
Nope.
they're really, really good, but they're behind a lot of these all-time great defenses.
Where would you rank it, Will?
They're not
Right.
elite, that's for sure. It's a good defense, great defensive performance, but it's not an elite defense.
I don't even think they're as good as I think your Eagles defense last year was more dominant, in my opinion.
Yeah. We was up there, but we also had some. I already said that last
Y'all
year.
also y'all also had those horses though.
We was deep though. We had veterans that was
Mhm.
dogs, and we had young kids that was dogs. So, but
Yep.
this year, I already said it. Once we let the veterans go, it's gonna show. So with Drake May's playoff performance thus this far, Will, do you think Drake May is gonna bounce back from this, or is he a one-time appearance and done?
No, I truly think they'll be back at some point, particularly with the way the AFC is lined up. I think they'll be back. He'll be a year older. He's only 23 years old. So yeah, I think he'll be back, and I think this playoff run helped him because they see where he can sit down, watch the film, where he messed up, where he didn't progress, be able to take quarterback pressures a lot better. Hopefully, the Patriots get the left side of that line fixed during the offseason. And but I think they'll be back. I have no doubt that they'll be back at some point.
Drake May was holding the ball a little too long for my liking, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was disguising coverages, stuff he probably has never seen before, or prepared for, and not to make excuses for him because a bad game is a bad game. It is what it is. But I still think that those guys will be back at some point. 'Cause like I said, that AFC, anything can happen, man. Anything.
He's a young quarterback. I thought the Seahawks D coordinator had a great plan,
Yep.
switching up coverages, mixing up the blitz packages. He kept Drake May on his heels. And Drake May is 23. Here's what I'll say. The Patriots arguably could end up being a better football team next year, but not get back to the foot. You know what I mean? Like they could be a better football team, but not make it back to the Super Bowl.
Because the way that AFC is, man, that AFC is just weird.
I mean,
The
Drake
way
May
it's
is
lined
also
up like
in.
that.
They in one of the weakest conferences, man. Like who's going to stop the Patriots from going to the playoffs in that division? Who you got? The Dolphins. They ain't doing nothing. They in a rebuilding stage.
The Bills will be there.
Oh, yeah, that's who they're going to compete with, the Bills.
The Bills will be there.
And
Yeah.
don't forget, next season, they're not going to have a last place schedule.
Facts. And don't forget too, the Chiefs may come back with the vengeance.
Maybe. Maybe
They may come back with a vengeance, boy.
I don't know.
I'm
They
sure-
trying to
Boy.
they trying to reconstruct Patrick Mahomes' contract again because
Yeah.
they need to get some more people,
They
especially
need,
if
man.
Travis Kelce come back, because it looks like Travis ain't trying to go out like that.
That's
that ain't
another
the-
dude. He just need to retire.
I'm with Will. Like I know you ain't trying to go out like that, but the only problem is you're not getting younger.
Mm-mm.
You're probably going to go out like that.
Mhm.
Well, Cooper Cup didn't look great. He looked old, but he still got it. He got another one.
He
You know
need
what
to
I mean?
retire too.
But he got another ring because he was like a really good third receiver. Like,
Right.
No, he was
Right.
primary receiver that game yesterday.
I love.
I
like
mean,
said,
by
love the man to death.
by default,
Yeah, I love the man to death. I love him to death. But again, he need to retire, and I think Kelsey does too.
he played 16 games. Cooper Cup did this year, and had over 500 receiving yards. That is the production of a third receiver, maybe a
Hey
fourth.
man, that don't what matter. What matters is this bowl game. You step up, man. You know what I mean?
Nah,
He-
Okay. I mean,
nah, nah.
look, I'm gonna give him credit because, like somebody shout out to Cooper Cup for being a 2-time Super Bowl champion. That is
Mhm.
big,
Need
and
to
that's gonna be
retire.
that's gonna be big on his resume. And maybe he wants to come back and still contribute. He might.
Let me
But
ask you this, Mo. Cooper Cup
Mhm.
Hall of Fame?
hell no.
No,
How the hell you
No.
How the hell you Hall of Fame and you got 2 1,000-yard seasons?
no.
He I think people. The problem with sports today is a dude has a monster year and we immediately go, he an all-time great. He had an all-time great Triple Crown receiving year for the Rams. He had another 1,000-yard season before that, wrapped around a bunch of years where he had 800 or 900 yards. He is nowhere near a Hall of Famer. Like if he you know how they just gave Roger Craig the honor, who should have been in years ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you what's not gonna happen. Nobody's knocking on Cooper Cup's door 30 years from now.
Don't do that.
All right.
Yo, he
He's
has-
not getting a knock
Nope,
at the
he
door.
ain't getting in.
I mean, you never know. Speaking of
He
the
might
Hall
call-
of Fame,
I mean, he might call the Hall of Fame game if he goes the announcer route, but he ain't getting in.
Right. Maybe he can get in as a coach.
He might get in as a coach, Hall of Fame game, but he ain't getting in as a player. No,
Nah, he can't.
his stats ain't there.
Look at some of the great receivers that are in now. What's old boy from Jacksonville? Jimmy Smith is not in. Great receiver. Torrey
That's
Holt.
disrespectful. I'm glad
Torrey
you brought
Holt.
that up, but that's
Come on,
disrespectful, man. That's disrespectful that he ain't in.
he
Man.
probably was on the ballot, man, but he just couldn't get in. You know
That's
what I mean?
just disrespectful.
I
Like the
I
dude
said,
said, didn't the reporter say Bill couldn't get in because they wanted other people who had a lesser chance to have an opportunity to get in?
I mean, that's a good way to word it, but the translation was his ass got caught cheating.
What you call it? What you call it? Both cheating ass.
That's what. Now the reporter couldn't say that, but everybody that
Oh,
knows,
man.
everybody that knows.
Cheating
So
ass.
so now you know, due to that, it caused an uproar. So now the Hall of Fame is now looking into changing its voting ways, you know. So among the potential changes has outlined such as like reducing the size of the committee from a 50-person committee to include more non-media members
Yeah.
such as historians and former general managers, reducing the number of the modern era finalists currently at 15 and making the votes public.
My thing is,
How you feel about that?
My thing is, how come it can't be just players? Why do you have to involve the media? Why could the players play the game? The players know what they're looking at. The players know the criteria to get in. I mean, why are we using media members for this? They ain't play the game.
Game recognized game. Like
Game recognized game.
it makes sense to have former players in there. More importantly, Hall of Famers themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Carmike, till you just said what you said. I did not know the committee had 50 dudes on there. Like
That's a lot of dudes.
that's way too many people. You don't need no 50 people. Man, get 12 people on there and vote and see somebody in there or not. And they should be Hall of Famers. Maybe you can go a Hall of Fame GM or a Hall of Fame owner, but why is the media in there at all?
I'm not trying to disrespect Chris Broussard because I respect the man, ultimate respect for the man. He shouldn't have no vote.
Nah,
I mean, you got people who've been covering sports for 3 decades, like Stephen A. and
he
Skip
should never
Bayless.
vote either. Both of them should never vote. Like you're making my case. People like that should never vote.
Stephen A. should never vote.
Hey man, they covered it. They've been covering the game so long. Why not put them on the committee then? I guess.
Because they didn't play the game.
And then you got historians. You know,
They ain't played the game either.
they did.
I can listen. A historian to me has more credibility than a media member.
Right.
I
agree with that.
I don't need a talking head to tell me who's great or who's not great. You've seen it. Those are the people that should be in the room making the ultimate decisions. They should have a guy in there like Charles Haley or a Joe Montana, even a Troy Aikman, a former player that knows the game.
Emmitt Smith.
I mean, you got general managers. Some of them, I don't know. They've been owning the team since their grandfathers and all them. So I mean, who knows, man? I don't know. I think
the thing about owners is, Carmike, is most owners, even the most successful ones, they still don't know jack about football. They just own the team. They don't actually.
You got to know something to pick your talent, right?
But they don't pick the talent. They pick the GM.
That's what your GM is for.
So you think Jerry Jones is the only one as a general manager that picks his own talent?
I think. Well, it explains why the Cowboys suck. Yep. So yeah, that has something to do with it.
Yep.
Robert, you know what the best owners do? They step away and they let the football people do their jobs. Robert Kraft was not a hands-on owner. He stepped away and allowed the football people to make those decisions because they know football better than he knows football.
He did step in when Bill was trying to get rid of Tom Brady.
Well, that's because Brady was his boy.
Right.
And let's be honest, even though Bill won him 6 Super Bowls, they weren't friends.
Hey, it's business, man. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Don't you think players also hold a bias due to the fact that they do play the game? They did play the game. They won't hold a bias towards certain other players to get in.
I think players will be stricter, right? I think they won't look at a guy and go, well, just because he take a receiver who.
Come on, Mo. You gonna act like they ain't gonna do the that's my boy.
But that's my point. That's why there's 12 guys in the room. So I'm going to give you an example. If back in the day, he's in the Hall of Fame now, but Drew Pearson came up for the ballot. I'm sure some former Cowboys, maybe even Troy Aikman, be like, Drew Pearson clearly should be in the Hall of Fame. Then the other members could look at Drew Pearson's career, his resume, and go, why in the hell would he be in the Hall of Fame? Look at his numbers compared to a guy like Ed McCaffrey. Like Ed McCaffrey's not in the Hall of Fame, but Ed McCaffrey had a better career than Drew Pearson, and by the numbers, a much better career. You know who's not in the Hall of Fame? Dwight Clark's not in the Hall of Fame, and he has one of the all-time great football moments ever, and his numbers are far superior to Drew Pearson. So that's why you need to have players check other players.
Plus, you take out a lot of. Plus, you take out.
You know, a lot of those players they get in because of what they did in their era, and their era didn't require much. And then 5 years after, you're automatically ready for the Hall of Fame.
Look, right? And I will agree. The eras do. There's such a huge gap in the eras. To be fair to a guy like Drew Pearson, he's a wide receiver in an era where the running back was more prominent. Like most teams were run first, so that is a fair assessment. Which is more difficult. Like with Roger Craig just getting in, you would look at Roger Craig's career, and I don't have his numbers in front of me, but I think he has something like either 7,500 or 8,100 total yards. That doesn't blow your mind, but if you get inside the numbers, don't forget Roger Craig made the Pro Bowl as a halfback and as a fullback. Roger Craig is the first man in the NFL history to rush and receive for 1,000 yards in the same season. When you're the first of somebody, that alone should make you stand out. And he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Yep. I'm not sure why it took so long for him to get in. That didn't make sense.
Plus, when you have players, you take the bias away from the media. So let's say, for example, Terrell Owens, for example, media don't like T.O.
Well, that's a perfect example.
And they made him pay for it, boy, big time. They moved the goalpost 24/7. But with players, it won't be like that. It'll be what this guy did on the field with no bias whatsoever because we're looking at the numbers.
That's facts. T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, but because the media didn't like him, they made him wait. the players will look at it and go, yeah, T.O. was an ass, but he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yep.
I don't know, but I think it's more to that because the simple fact is T.O. didn't win a ring. He was there one time. You know what I mean? So yeah, he got the numbers, but you forget certain players who got in before him got rings.
Randy Moss don't have a ring. Why he get in first ballot?
Randy was one of one. Him and Megatron is in their own bracket, bro. There was
No.
T.O.
No,
T.O. was great.
You made my case. T.O.
No,
has
that's
better
different.
numbers than Megatron. Megatron, I think he snuck playoffs one time in his life. Like if you're on a team that's a perennial loser and you put up numbers, why are you first ballot Hall
Yeah,
of
but
Fame?
you forget. We also forget T.O. continued to play and Megatron retired early, just like Barry, right?
Well, I can't help it that Lions players quit. That's not my fault.
I
mean,
mean,
Mo, would you stay in an abusive relationship?
on those
man? Like,
Lions teams? You would have quit too.
that's what I'm saying. Like, who would want to stay in an abusive
My
relationship?
point is, Larry Fitzgerald, he ain't win a Super Bowl. Why he first ballot?
Right.
And by the way, I'm a huge Larry Fitzgerald fan.
Yo, Larry played until he was 50 years old, man.
Right, but I'm a huge Larry. That's my point. You said ring. That can't be the criteria because a guy like Steve Largent, long career, great career, he didn't win a ring. The list of great wide receivers that didn't win a ring is very long.
You know, but you also got to factor in the time that it took for them to get in. Like that also plays a factor. Like
it didn't take none of them a long time. They're all first ballot. Here's a good example: Torrey Holt, who did win a Super Bowl and has incredible numbers, still ain't in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Explain that.
You can't.
Torrey Holt was good. He was good. I ain't gonna lie. He was
good.
Like he was like that. But he also was alongside Isaac Bruce for a good minute. Just like
Right.
Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. Who went in first? Marvin Harrison, then Reggie Wayne went. Right?
Well, Marvin Harrison was better than Reggie Wayne. I get that. That's a given.
So you saying Isaac Bruce wasn't better than Torrey Holt?
I think if you go look at their numbers, they're almost identical. So I don't know. I think Isaac Bruce was a bigger deep threat. Torrey Holt had better hands.
He did have better hands. I'll give you that one. So, fellas, the class of 2026 of the Hall of Fame, Larry Fitzgerald, of course, Mr. Drew Brees, Mr. 5K himself. And you got Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig, man. So, my question is, Bill, could you not put Bill in one of those spots? 6-time winning coach?
So
you know what Mo gonna say.
I know
what Mo gonna say.
I know how Will feels. And Will's gonna go, Mo, but he won 6 Super Bowls, Mo. And if you count the Super Bowls he won as a coordinator, what did he win? 8? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that is a great career. That's a great resume. And by the way, I don't even argue with people that say he's the greatest pro football coach of all time. I think he is. But
yo, so you telling me you couldn't move around one of these Luke Kuechly in before Bill?
Well, I don't know if Luke Kuechly ever got caught cheating, so I think Luke Kuechly's good. So
Bo just gonna keep holding Bill to the fire, man.
Hold it to the fire, man.
I'm gonna be consistent.
Oh man,
the 6 Super Bowls is ginormous, but you only got to get caught cheating once, right? I'm just saying, you only got to get like why do we sweep that under the rug like he didn't do it? He did do it. He did it.
Got caught cheating twice.
And you think after the first time, your ass would stop, but they didn't stop. They took another try at it. And by the way, I'm very consistent. I know Robert Kraft didn't get in. I know Bill didn't get in first ballot. They shouldn't get in. Tom Brady shouldn't get in first ballot either. They're all part of the same trifecta.
Man, Tom Brady getting in first ballot.
Of course he is, because for whatever reason, he's the one guy that they put above the fray, as if the cheating didn't help his ass. But okay, but I guarantee you he gets in first ballot. Like for some reason he's unscathed by cheating. Okay, remember that's the same guy that smashed his phone. You know what innocent people don't do? They don't smash their cell phone.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be kind of truculent this morning. It's highly disrespectful that you put Adam Vinatieri in before Bill Belichick. That's highly disrespectful. I'm not saying that Adam doesn't deserve to be here. He was a great kicker. But at the end of the day, what was he? A freaking kicker. Oh, you should have put Bill in. I get what you're saying about the cheating. I understand. I see what you're saying. But at the same point, that's 8 Super Bowl. 8. Ain't nothing. 6 as a coach, 2 as a coordinator. Ain't nobody gonna match that. Ain't nobody gonna beat that.
Well, everybody else didn't get to cheat. So
Look,
how you gonna match it if you cheat?
Look, doggone it. He should be in. He should be in and make Adam Vinatieri ass wait till next season. That's what you do. That's what you do.
And now that I
You
think,
do know
now that I think about
Vinatieri
it,
was a Patriot, right?
I know. That's why I say it's disrespectful.
Well-
You don't put a damn Patriot kick in before the coach.
I know what Carmike was saying. Like, you right, Carmike. Vinatieri played on some of them cheating ass teams too. Why is his kicking ass in the Hall of Fame? He shouldn't be in there either.
Disrespectful.
You know,
It's disrespectful.
After they got going cheating, Vinatieri left, man. He went to go play for the Colts.
Sir, we did have a good kicker in Morton Anderson. They were just dumb enough not to sign his ass back. They let his ass go to Atlanta.
Oh, man. So we're going into the off season, fellas. Actually, before, Matthew Stafford, man, Mr. MVP, was on the NFL Honors, man, and he was on stage and said, I will be returning next season for an 18th season.
Good.
What does this mean for the Rams next season? Will, I'll start with you.
Keeps them in the contention. I don't know about winning it all, but it keeps them in contention, that's for sure. They still have shortcomings too that they need to fix as far as overall team-wise, but it'll keep them in contention.
Mo?
I think it's what Will said. I echo that. I think that bringing Stafford back, especially since he's still playing at such a high level, when you look at the NFC, the Rams are going to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in contention to win the conference outright. And they already know what their shortcomings is. They got to fix that secondary. That secondary got mashed in the postseason.
Yeah,
but outside of that, their offense is balanced. The front 7 is one of the better front 7s. They just got to fix the back end. So look, barring injuries, I think the Rams are going to be right back there playing in the conference championship.
Why are you talking like that, man? Go to HR right now. Go to HR. Why are we talking about Kirk? Come on, man. Really?
So, Mo, the Ravens, Lamar Jackson contract is going to be a problem for them in 2026. The reason why it's going to be a problem for the Ravens in 2026, if they don't try to reconstruct this contract, the Ravens is going to be on the hook for a $74.5 million cap hit in 2026. What does this mean for the Ravens, man, if they can't move around this contract? Do you think they're going to trade Lamar, or are they just going to bite the bullet?
I think it hurts their flexibility in terms of building out the rest of that roster and any kind of moves they want to make. So I do think they're going to want to. It's funny because he wants an extension, and at the same time, they want to extend him, but they want to stretch out his contract, right, to lower the number, the cap hit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they can come to an agreement, but I will say this: because of where he's at in his career, there's no way the Ravens give him a monster contract at this stage. Not where they're at and what they're trying to do. I don't think they do that. There's every bit a real chance that this could be Lamar Jackson's last season with the Ravens.
Will, what you think, man?
Again, I'm gonna be a little truculent this morning. It's my attitude. I say let him walk. At his age and everything that he's done, and granted, it's not all his fault, but that's a huge cap number to hit. And I don't know how you can make your team better by if you can't restruct that contract. I don't know how you can make the team better around him with all that money you got to pay out. So, hey, I'm being truculent this morning.
It's time for Lamar to do the Patrick Mahomes / Tom Brady move.
Yep.
And stretch his money out.
But there's a
for the
difference.
betterment of the team.
But there's a difference. There's a difference. Those two guys come in with that mentality to, hey, I'm gonna stretch my money out, give you a team friendly deal for the team can be better around me. I don't know if Lamar has that same thought process.
I mean, look, they can give him the guaranteed money, but they have to give it to him like in a stretched out form. Like he's still
Yeah.
going to get the money, and
Yeah.
I think that's how you have to explain it to him. Like you're not going to the overall money you're going to get, but we need to do it in a way to where it gives the team flexibility. If I'm Lamar Jackson, where he's at in his career, where he's at physically, because more and more he's becoming a little bit more injured. I think that if he's smart, because remember he doesn't have an agent, so he negotiates himself.
Yep.
I would go with a team friendly deal as long as I still get my guaranteed money.
Agreed.
Right now, Lamar Jackson is 29 years old.
Right.
So,
and that's young. That's young. He's a young man, but I'm just saying that he's a quarterback that primarily guys relies on his legs.
Yep.
And anybody that knows him saw him last year. He could not move. He didn't even look like Lamar Jackson.
Nope.
No burst, no speed. Look. At some point, when you run the football that much and you're a quarterback, it is going to take a toll on your body.
Do you think he was hurt, or do you really think he was just more hesitant because he wanted to throw the ball downfield? Because it looked a lot of the times like he just wanted to look for a play downfield, and it's because old Lamar, you do 1-2 reads, you see that pocket breaking down, he gone. That's it. Ain't looking downfield no more. I'm looking upfield for a first down touchdown.
Well,
I don't see that in him that last year. I didn't see that.
Well, the one good thing is Todd Monken's gone. I think that was a big ball and chain right there. So with him being gone, you might get to see the Lamar that you want to see, somebody who looks more to throw first and run second.
Well, don't forget, he also had a hamstring tear. And if you've ever played sports, look, hamstrings are one of the hardest injuries to come back from. They're just, unless you get it completely healed, it's going to nag you throughout. He didn't have that wiggle or that burst because of the hamstring. So obviously he'll get healed in the offseason, but hopefully it's not a reoccurring thing.
True. So big probability that Aaron Rodgers may be coming back to the Steelers next year due to him and Mike McCarthy's history, man. So he has a higher chance of returning to the Steelers. Let me ask you this, Mo. Will this in the Steelers offensive struggle? Can Mike McCarthy turn A-Rod back into MVP form one more time?
No. But I want to make sure the Steelers Nation, y'all have that same energy towards Mike McCarthy when y'all go 6-11, and you got one of the worst offenses in football. Have that same mentality. Start chanting "Fire Mike McCarthy" year one. If you bring back an old quarterback who was an old quarterback last year, you have one of the worst offensive lines in football. You have one explosive player on the outside. You got Joe average running backs, and your defense is one of the ultimate underachieving defenses in football. My thing is, when you make a coaching change, you usually make a coaching change because you decided that the guy that you have is not good enough, and you bring in somebody that's a clear upgrade. Mike McCarthy is not an upgrade over Mike Tomlin.
Downgrade.
He's not an upgrade.
Downgrade.
So why would I expect the Steelers to be better? You just downgraded.
Sheesh, my man said 1-16. That's nasty work. Well, what you think, man? Is A-Rod gonna up the Steelers, man, and get one more MVP season in?
I think it's a mistake to have both these guys in your locker room. I know the Steelers fans don't want to hear this out of me, but I say it's time to rebuild and retool. That line is terrible. You only have one good receiver. The defense is good, but you're also putting the defense in peril every game because of the bad field position. So I think it's just a bad move to bring either one of these guys in. I'm going to admit what this year is, and that's a rebuilding year, and that's what they need to do. But for some reason, they don't see that. So I think it's a mistake. And yes, I agree with Mo. Have that same energy for McCarthy because it's going to be worse. At least Tomlin kept you respectable, but now this thing about to be worse.
So let's switch gears here, man. Dun-dun-dun. This is Mo section right here. I know he loved this. I know he's been waiting to talk about this, man. James Harden to the Cavs. Darius Garland to the Clippers, man. Talk to me, Mo. How does this trade gonna fare out for both teams?
It gives the Cavaliers a different look because it gives them another playmaker who's also capable of dropping 30 on a given night. It takes the ball out of Donovan Mitchell's hands from time to time where he doesn't always have to carry the load. I think the benefit from having James Harden, you'll see it more towards the end of the season than you will immediately. I think that the Cavaliers looked at the Darius Garland situation and said, and you point this out a lot, Carmike, availability is your best ability. Well, he ain't available that much. And so even though James Harden is a full decade older than he is, James Harden is a more reliable person. He's there. And even though he's a full decade older, he's still a better basketball player than Darius Garland. So it is an upgrade in talent. But to me, it's a Hail Mary move because you trade for a 36-year-old point guard, you better go to the finals because that same point guard is going to be 37 next year. He's only going to get older. So to me, they said, we're all in on this season, and we'll see what happens. I think it makes the Cavaliers, it puts them back in the hunt in the East. I think the East is still wide open. So when you look at Detroit, when you look at the Knicks, when you look at all three of those teams, the Cavaliers actually have more firepower than either one of the Knicks or the Pistons. The Pistons beat you with their defense and the fact that they get after it on the boards, and they got a bunch of dogs surrounding Cade Cunningham. But outside of Cade Cunningham, they have no one on that roster that can create their own shot. And the Knicks are kind of built in a similar way, except that Bridges and OG are capable of giving you complimentary baskets. And look, when Towns is focused, the guy is still one of the better centers in basketball. It's just a matter of him being focused. I think the Cavaliers are a legitimate threat in the East with James Harden. I still think my dark horse team provided health.
How could you really say that when year in and year out, time and time again, James Harden has been an absolute bust in the playoffs for every team he played for?
So here's the thing. There's playoff success, and then there's getting in the playoffs. When James Harden was the best player in Houston, I'm talking about the best player, he took them to 2 conference finals. So you obviously have to have talent to take a team to the conference finals multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
And then when James Harden went to your Sixers, yeah, they lost to the Celtics, but James Harden won you 2 games. Your best player, Joel Embiid, didn't win you any games. So we can always kill James Harden, but we don't point out the fact that your very best player, the guy that won the MVP, he was a no-show the entire series. That can't all be James Harden's fault.
True. But James Harden get a lot of it throughout his career because he's
low-hanging fruit. He's low-hanging fruit. All I'm saying is James Harden on Cleveland, he's not there as the best player. He's not even there as the second best player. That's Evan Mobley. James Harden's the third option on Cleveland. So I think that in that role, when he's not the guy, I think he's going to be fine.
I don't think he was looking like the third option on that first game, man. Put up, 30 and 10, man?
Well, he's gonna shoot the ball.
He gonna shoot it. He gonna shoot it. And that's my issue with this trade. I get what Mo is saying, that it's gonna alleviate some of the ball handling duties, some of the shooting duties from Donovan Mitchell. But as you get closer to playoff time, that's my concern. Particularly if you go through an injury, or something like that in that backcourt, and he has to be elevated from the third best option to the second best option. I think that's when we start looking at trouble. That's my only issue with Harden is his playoff performances. Yes, he won 2 games for you, but he also didn't perform well most of that series. So that's my only issue is his playoff performances. If he can get that under control and remain as a third option and let Donovan Mitchell take it during those crucial playoff moments, then yeah, it may turn out well. But I'm not there yet when it comes to Harden playoffs. Regular season, you got me. He's great during the regular season. He's proven that. But during the playoffs, I don't know.
It's a fair criticism, but I like to point out to people, like, look at who he lost to in the postseason. Like it's
Not
not
like he lost to Scrubs.
right. It's not that easy being an all-time great and you go up against other all-time greats. Like somebody gonna win, somebody gonna lose. No doubt, James Harden has a checkered playoff history. He does, but he's not alone in that. We tend to just pick and choose who we want to say hasn't come up big in the playoffs. People love Russell Westbrook. He is beloved by NBA players, by NBA fans. Russ always comes up short in the postseason, but nobody ever mentions it. They have favorite players, and James Harden, for whatever reason, is low hanging fruit. Dwight Howard came up big in the postseason one time and took the Magic to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And then we killed him the rest of his career until he resurrected it as a role player on a championship Lakers team. But we forget the rest of his career where he didn't come up big. So again, I agree with everything negative you can say about him, but he only has to get it right once. If James Harden is a key piece to a team that goes to the finals, that kind of would erase all the things that people said that he couldn't help you win. So I think he's always been low-hanging fruit. That's the best way I can put it. But there's other stars that haven't won big, and we don't talk about them the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, would you put Luka Doncic, Dallas Mavericks situation the same as James Harden with the Rockets, man?
No, because to Luka's credit, did he take them on a great run? Yes, he took them to the finals. But in the bigger picture, is Luka wearing a ring? Did he win anything? He didn't win nothing.
No,
he hasn't won anything.
But the big picture is James Harden coming up, 5 for 20 and or 2 for 10, stuff like that. When Luka was still giving, win, lose, draw, Luka was giving them 30 minimum.
I mean, well, he's giving them 30, but the guy he's guarding is giving him 30.
The problem was that James Harden wasn't giving 30. He was giving maybe 10, 15 and clutch game sixes type deal. That's why James Harden is getting killed, because he wasn't still carrying the scoring load.
I would tell you prime James Harden did everything that Luka did in his prime. The only remember, I just told you, he took the Rockets to 2 conference finals. Now, to Luka's credit, he was able to get the Mavericks to a finals. Mm-hmm. But that style of play has yet to bring back a championship. I've never seen any guy that played the way either one of those guys play win a title.
This is true. Moving on. So we got Anthony Davis and Trae Young pairing up in Washington. Will, how you like this trade move, man, for the Wizards, man?
Well, first of all, they're already talking about shutting down AD the rest of this season, so you won't see, which is smart to do because he missed the glass. So you won't see those two really get together until next season. But on paper, I like it. I mean, on paper, I like it. But
James Harden was never a superstar. That's crazy.
That's crazy talk.
You can't listen to Damian. He's a Chicago fan. They haven't had a superstar in there forever. James Harden was absolutely a superstar. Like
disrespect.
That guy.
My fault. I ain't gonna get you off.
That guy averaged like 30 and 10 for like 3 or 4 seasons in a row. Like, how are you not? He's absolutely a superstar. Like his prime and Luka's prime, if you talk about what they did production wise, almost identical. And again, I'm a Laker fan. I'd love it if Luka could lead us to a finals, but I'm telling you that style of play, if it's gonna always be, I dribble the air out the basketball, then I decide to shoot or pass, we're not gonna win a title.
True, that is very true. But I think we ain't gonna win until LeBron move around LeBron. Once the Lakers get rid of LeBron, we gonna be good.
Well, that's a good first start. That's a good move.
Y'all in the Giannis sweepstakes too, by the way.
He ain't coming to LA.
If you continue to keep the books clean, y'all in the Giannis sweepstakes.
I think the Giannis sweepstake is a myth. I believe this. I think in the offseason, we're gonna hear all this talk about offers being made to the Bucks, and Giannis is gonna turn around and sign that big ass extension with Milwaukee.
Yeah,
because they can give him that super max. It's gonna show you how much he's gonna take that money and be quiet the rest of his career.
Yep.
So, Will, what you think gonna happen for the AD and Trae out there?
I'm gonna love to see. As long as he can, because Trae's coming through injury now. As long as they can both stay healthy, they can run that pick and roll. Alex Sarr is going to have to really step up his game because of all this. But yeah, I like the move, and it may help them get to respectability. I doubt it, but it could.
Mo, chime in.
I think the Wizards did something that they rarely do. They made a trade that was actually a good trade. They didn't give up none of their young core, none of their
Nope.
young assets. They didn't even give up their picks. They gave up their picks that they had from other teams.
Mhm.
And then you get AD and Trey. Look, I think it's smart to shut down not only AD, I'd shut down Trey Young too.
Yep.
I would come back with them both 100% healthy, and I want to lose more games. We can add more assets in the offseason. I think it's a move that for once in a long time, I think the Wizards have a chance to be a pretty good basketball team next year, a legitimate playoff team.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Facts.
So the Celtics get Nikola Vujovic, and the Bulls get Anthony Simons. I'm gonna start with you, Mo. How does this improve the Celtics as they are a postseason contender, even without Tatum? How does this improve them?
I think Brad Stevens thinks they have a legitimate shot to contend in the East. He wouldn't make that move unless he thought they could. What Vooch does is he gives them a floor spacer, and he gives you another guy you can run the offense to because he's a good passer. So I get it. The Celtics are a good basketball team now, but you just added a 7-foot guy that can stretch the floor, grab boards, and he's a great passer. So it makes the Celtics a more diverse team, and it gives them different lineups they can put opposed to you. As far as the Bulls go, I like Anthony Simons. He's a bucket getter. But I look at the Bulls team and I go, they're trying to rebuild and start from scratch.
No,
Anthony Simons isn't really somebody that can be part of your. I don't think he's somebody you can build around or help build around. I get the moves for the Celtics. I don't understand what the hell the Bulls are doing.
Mm.
Here's my thing, and Damon just referred to it. You let all this talent go, and somehow P. Will is still on your team, bruh. That's some BS, and we all know it. Get that man off the books. Get him off the books. Oh my gosh. You let AO go. You let Kobe go. You let all this talent go. You keep getting, okay, I get it. But P. Will? Really?
That might
He
be the
wasn't-
sneaky move. That might
he
be the
wa-
sneaky move. Ayo.
He might have some. P. Will probably got some pictures of somebody somewhere, because I don't see how the heck he's still on this doggone team, man. He's a bust. He's a bust.
So, Will, how you like the Bulls picking up Anthony Simons?
You can score, get your points, help move your offensive line, but look, View wasn't the most popular guy in Chicago, but he was a lot better. He was a lot better than Simons in terms of being able to produce rebounds, can shoot the three occasionally. Simmons is just a scorer, and you see scores what a dime a dozen. This trade don't move me, and I don't give the Bull for doing.
So the Warriors made a move. Kristaps Porzingis is going to the Warriors, man. Buddy Hield, the Kaminga, going to the Hawks, man.
Yep, he did.
So, Will, does this put the Warriors in real contention with this move?
Real contention.
Real contention.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh man. I think he's what they're. I think he covers up some of the holes they have in the front court in terms of being a decent big. But and you just said it earlier. What's a player's best ability is availability. He ain't ever there. But
He was there that one time for them Celtics, man.
he
Just that one
was.
time.
But he's
As a
somebody.
fourth option.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the Warriors got Steph. They got Jimmy Butler. They got Draymond and Chris.
No, they
No,
don't
they
get Jimmy
don't,
Butler.
'cause Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler
gone
hurt.
for the season. They don't
He
got
out for the
Jimmy.
season.
Yeah, I forgot. Jimmy is gone.
Yeah, for the season. This don't work with Jimmy being out for the season. I don't want Porzingis being my second option.
Right.
No.
That's tough.
The
Yeah,
Warriors were
Yeah,
a
no.
playing team before this move. They were a playing team before this move. They're a playing team after this move.
Yep. He didn't do nothing.
This
Let's
move
be-
literally don't change the needle at all. It
He
don't
don't
do
do
nothing.
nothing to
I
change
forgot
the
Jimmy
needle.
was gone, man. I forgot Jimmy was gone. So
Yeah.
next season.
Now, if Jimmy was there, and
Yeah.
then you and Draymond, okay, then you put Porzingis as a
I don't
fourth
know about
option.
Draymond just a hype guy now.
But I like Porzingis as a third. I like Porzingis as a third or fourth option.
Mo,
That's
chime
his
in.
role.
How you like this move?
I just thought I felt like if I'm Steph Curry and I saw us make this move, like I might really consider retirement.
It's gonna make me retire a whole season early.
It's literally a nothing move. And I'm not even talking about he's always injured. If he was fully 150% healthy, it changes nothing.
20 and 10. If he
No,
really is.
no, he's not
No.
20 and 10. He doesn't rebound well. He's not a good rebounder. He doesn't have a post game. He's a face up shooter.
Yep.
And when he's a primary defender, meaning he's the guy that's actually guarding somebody, he is a cone. He's a good weak side defender and a help defender because he can block shots. But when he's a primary defender, he gets eaten alive.
Yep.
This move doesn't do anything for the Warriors at all. Like if they told me this is the move we can make, I'm keeping Kuminga.
And that's bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our time. I appreciate everybody stopping through to Coffee and Sports, the morning show on Wire to Wire Network. Will, you got any closing remarks for our people?
Check us out tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Wire to Wire Network. We'll be having the Sports Report podcast. Myself, Seven, Ando, and the rest of the crew. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk some NBA. So definitely check us out tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Wire to Wire Sports.
And as always, if you know better, you do better. Close us out.
And thank you, chat, for all the energy. Guys, make sure you check out all the great content we have at Wire to Wire Network. Wire to Wire Network, we appreciate you.